Welcome back to the show. Quite a performance in the second half from Tyloo on train. Renegades started off strong, as you can see, and they could have gone stronger, but were it not for a clutch from DD, then Tyloo may have never got into this match. But in the second half, round after round after round, 11 rounds in a row, and they managed to take it over the line versus Renegades, and they move into Inferno with a 1-0 lead.
The only explanation is some sort of mental defeat really setting in a bad way for Renegades. And that's something I know that's been a big issue for them in the past. And, you know, like many teams, there's moments when you think that you fixed it, and then you realize that actually this is an issue that's very pervasive and hard to shift. I mean, if you look at a lot of teams, they've struggled with stuff like that. You know, we looked at, Astralis, it took them well over 2 years, really, to figure that out. You know, it's not an easy thing. And I think it really affected Renegades here. But hopefully moving into Inferno, despite it being the pick of Tyloo, Renegades will have a pretty solid time on this one. It's a classic map. Everyone knows how to play Inferno. It's not too difficult. You can get off to a steady start. You don't have to take too many risks. And hopefully they'll find an equilibrium. And they have great experience playing Tyloo, so they should know what to expect.
I have ginger spice ice cream.
Okay.
Have you tried this one?
No.
I haven't tried this one yet. Doesn't look like ginger or spice, but it does look like ice cream, and that's very important moving forward. Tyloo are going to be starting on the CT side. The knife round has come and gone, and we are into the pistol. So let's see what the Renegades have to offer. Nifty and Azza will be the grenade men. DD's got a HE grenade and a CZ. He is over towards the apartments position. 2 players towards B. Oh, that's a beautiful grenade on the subject of, fortunately for somebody, he's got Kevlar.
Bentet will be tapping through the smoke. You're always going to find one. That is a pretty important pick-off. Bentet still doing well, just spraying the USP. Not really an advisable usage guideline, but will work out for Bentet this time around as the bomb is planted in. Renegades, at the very least, have some money secured for the following round if this goes awry, but it's looking like it won't. It's looking quite solid for them at the moment.
3v3 retake. Excurate ran through the smoke on his own. He gambled, didn't pay off. That's an interesting smoke grenade.
Bit too deep, perhaps. Will work out for Renegades, it seems. The heat and potty setup of old. Very, very strong. And that will be the round for Renegades. So that's they needed that really terribly badly after that.
Truly, madly, deeply.
Yes, that first map, it can't be understated how much that must have hurt for Renegades. So getting a good start on this map is what they need. But it's not enough to win the pistol. You have to also avoid the dejection that you'll experience should you lose to a force buy in this following round. 4 smokes for Tyloo.
Yes.
And that's a scary prospect. I'm not sure if DD had one as well. And if he just threw it straight away.
There are no smokes down now, so I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, no, that's a shame they don't have 5, but 4 is still quite good.
Renegades baiting these grenades up, but nothing thrown from Tyloo just yet. They are non-believers. Somebody's holding a grenade in his hand, a smoke grenade, but I almost feel like he's waiting until he sees somebody. Somebody's waiting until he sees somebody else before he throws his grenade, but I don't think that's advisable because at that close, I feel like Renegades would start to push, but I can't imagine Renegades moving into the site without throwing some grenades first, so this should be telling. The first set of grenades has gone. Look at the time on the clock here. And there is the first nade thrown out. Now, previously, when we've seen this, we had the CTs move back to the site to throw a pop flash. Oh, there's a gap in the smoke. That's not good.
Straight in there, and problems. That said, they don't commit the entire team. They do spot some additional players there.
Oh, they were going to rotate back to mid, but they've just re-smoked top mid.
Yeah, that is potentially an issue. They're going to go back towards top banana. They're going to have to commit somewhere, and they should commit into the banana or the B site, and looks like they realize this. 1 smoke for CT, and only 1 player on this bomb site. A very weakened Bentet, 16 HP. He should be easy to deal with. There it is. He's still able to take him down, and a 2v3 after the plant now should ensue, although Captain Mo is quite close to this smoke, but there's no flash to get him through it.
Excurate's got the UMP. They're engaging him close, clearing the banana position while the smoke is down. And it's, oh, they're just chasing through the smoke. There's the trade. And they know Yustilow's at the back. But Mo doesn't have the range. Yustilov can hear him repositioning. Oh, he rings the bell as well. Boy, that was so scary. That's only round 2.
And that's how it goes. You gotta win against that force buy. That was a really nice attempt from Tyloo. These CT force buys on Inferno are very dangerous, especially with the smokes. And this is another reason why Tyloo is so dangerous. They are really good individually, and that's when the CZs get even more powerful, of course. Oh god, that was so close for Yustilov. So full save coming in from Tyloo. And Renegades, they have the Mag 10 on Nifty, who can effectively search for information around the map and make it pretty easy to understand where to go. He can just try to walk into the B side if he wishes with a flash from a teammate or from himself. And there it is, just a flash to try to move past any crossfires, and he will do so pretty effectively. And that will be the rounds for Renegades.
Hopefully the other Asian teams will be observing that round from Tyloo with the smoke grenades that needs to spill over more in North America as well as the Asian region. I know NRG are aware over towards America, but it's so fun to watch rounds like that on Inferno. So tricky for the T sides to deal with. But this is a great round for Renegades, losing 0 players in this round after the one prior. That is important for them. What will Tyloo have to offer in their buy round? Excret has 5,400 in the bank, so we can expect an AWP. We have seen some extremely aggressive CT snipers on Inferno here on some of these other Asian teams. I don't expect that in this particular round, but will be interesting to see what Tyloo tries to achieve. The grenades will be limited, so maybe the aggression will have to be cranked up a notch here for the team of Tyloo. Excret holding for a cross, but flashed off his position immediately. He's still charging up, and he's got a... Oh, this might be a fast one from Renegades.
Yeah, it is a very fast one. Oh, Excret missing 2 shots. That's a problem. It hits a 3rd one, but there is the trade that needed to happen for Renegades. Don't want to let Excret run around with an AWP. And they are actually not having so much success getting into the A-bomb side. Trying to go for this split, but seemingly ineffectual. Captain Mo doing a great job holding things off with the help of DD. And Tyloo, I mean, you feel like when you see the push being so successful on Arch side, that the Rap is going to be strong here. But the smoke that got put down was really effective in shutting out the Ts.
I wonder if the T's threw that smoke in the first place. I remember one smoke going towards Arch, but I wasn't paying attention as to... I think it was that one, but I could be wrong, so... That was, I think, the fastest T buy round that I may have ever seen. Didn't work for Renegades, though. Perhaps need some tweaking. 2 smokes down on the banana position. There are 3 CTs there. Yustilov, he knows he can't go past this angle. Not being baited, but somebody running straight with the UMP will shut that down. Pop flash, and he really wants the AK-47. He may have to wait. The area will get re-smoked, but he won't be too greedy. They've got a 5 versus 3. Never mind the AK. Just rotate. It's more important to be in position. Eyes back towards Arch now as somebody rotates to that position. Nifty top mid with the bomb. JK's in the balcony. Azza on banana. Who needs to make something happen here? Grenade towards top mid, and Nifty will reveal his position. I don't think he was seen with the bomb, though. Less than 1 minute. Tyloo in a traditional setup. There's a pop flash. Nifty has a look away, but he can't 180 again in time. And now there are more problems for Renegades. Blind as it goes down. 0 frags for Renegades in that round. That cannot feel good at all. That's going to put them in the bin in terms of economy. $2,000 per person. Tyloo have looked strong early. They've looked on point. The guys on the desk spoke about the map pool. And of the maps that have been picked, well, at least here on Inferno, I think we see some good signs early. The eco with the smoke grenades and so on. Oh boy. Okay. That's around very quickly indeed. DD is the king of eco frags. He is the king. 3 rounds apiece, and Renegades are... This is crazy, just how fast some of these buy rounds are. I'm not used to seeing this on Inferno. But perhaps Renegades now will change the pace. Although they don't have... they have a reasonable level of utility, actually. I was going to say perhaps it'll be faster because they have less, but they have a hell of a lot of flashes, at least. Very early smoke at the bottom of Banana. Execurate now will be the one to rotate as somebody is in position. There are 5 AK-4... There are 10 AKs on the server. When do you see this? 10 AK-47s in a round of Counter-Strike. 10. This is bananas. Preemptive Molotov. Ooh. Here comes the play. Renegades going through. DD's got a great angle, some pre-fire. Somebody's there as well. 3 kills just to the 1 of Renegades. And now Azza is on his own. The bomb is around the smoke somewhere around the balcony or pit position. Azza going huge. He's made it a 1 versus 2. He's got plenty of time. He knows one of these two. Oh, he could almost pre-fire him as well. Oh, that was so close. Oh my God, what is going on? These rounds are savage. Tyloo, all of a sudden, with 4 rounds in a row. Renegades won the pistol. That is 3 from 3 pistols that Renegades have won. And they don't have so much to show for it. Tactical timeout from the Renegades. They will be heading towards maximum loss bonus now. Man, we are 7 rounds in. And it has been crazy. This is mayhem. I love this. This is up my street. All the way up my street.
What's the street called?
I know, Streets of Bardolph. Bardolphopolis. Like Bisonopolis.
You can't call a street Bardolphopolis, though. You can call a town that.
There is I think there is a Bardolph Street in London, actually. Yeah, enough about that. Renegades on the pistols. We have seen some savage rounds so far. Was it North who were bouncing grenades into this position for a time? Didn't last very long. But I think it's a good one to throw in there every so often if you can do it without being too exposed, because obviously you'd have to line it up and so on. And it seems there will be a burst top mid. The CTs are in relatively safe positions. Execurate is towards that arch area, but once this pop comes in, he could just go for a run. Fall back to the arch position, but oh dear. Now he might be in trouble, although he has support from the library, but will it come in time? Execurate cleaning house. Sorry, it's DD doing that. Execurate's the AWPer, of course. And now Azza is alone, and somebody better get back towards the B bomb site. Make sure they don't get a bomb plant bonus money out of this. That as an AWP disposal service. Oh, you see? This is the issue I have in T-Spawn. You're trying to throw a gun over the wall, and it just bounces back at you. It refuses to be disposed of. And Azza's suffering the same fate. That's really annoying.
It's interesting he doesn't want to use it at all. I think it's quite strong in these 1v1 situations. But he will eventually go down. Honestly, that was a winnable round, I think, for Azza. It kind of seemed like he was very concerned with the fact that the round was over, and that he just had to try to, you know, just make sure they don't get the AWP back and so on. But he had Kevlar, he had an AWP, just a 1v1 on his way to either bomb site. So
I don't think you can rock with the AWP there, because CTs are going to have an off angle somewhere. You're just going to have to walk in and expose yourself at close range. I don't think Inferno is the map to try and clutch with the AWP from that position.
Is there anywhere to throw it away, CT?
I don't know. I've never tried to dispose of it there, but
yeah.
I've tried in T-Spawn. It just bounces back at you because of people saying, oh, you can throw it, but every time I tried, I failed. A push from Tyloo. They are trying to take liberties now with the Renegade side. Psychological warfare is at hand.
That's true. Sometimes people just say stuff, don't they? Just, oh, yeah, you can do it. It's like, but do you actually know 100% one way or the other? No. It's a beautiful push. That's cheeky, isn't it? That is some cheek from DD. Just getting in there, getting out, in and out. Bit of the old in-out.
A bit of the old in-out.
Yeah, that's a Clockwork Orange reference.
Okay.
So
good. I'm glad it's from something.
The in-out. So props to anyone who knows what that means in Clockwork Orange. As we approach 30 seconds, Renegades start to move towards the B site. Next year it's going to find them, and that's exactly how this should go for the CT side. You get a pick off as the CTs doesn't have a smoke to drop, but he's going to just start dropping bodies with an AWP of his, and his teammates come in for the cleanup. Plenty of time for the rotation, and that's how you want to do it. That's much better, because yesterday Tyloo had the AWP on with, with the 4 players that are stacked towards A, and they were leaving like a rifle in like a really weird position.
This is crazy. He gets the player, the only player who isn't flashed, but has a grenade in his hand. He takes him out. And then he doesn't necessarily need to go down at the end there because he has Benta and he's basically the bait. But it works out regardless. Renegades on a CZ push through the smoke. Somebody has some advantages here. Oh, he gets his burrowing immediately though. Can't spray too many bullets. Extra is also here, but this is going to collapse, isn't it? You just see it happening. The numbers are closing in, and that might be a round for Renegades. 2 players remaining for Tyloo. 1 on Banana for Renegades. That is a very important frag, and the spray continues for Mo. He's not having any of this. They don't know where Ustalo is, I do not believe. 18 HP. The bomb is planted. DD's got the M4. Does it the right way at the right time. DD creeping in ever so slowly. And it's another round in the bag for Tyloo.
Very nice retake. Very fast response, despite the B players going down quite quickly. There was just enough time to get that rotation in. The money is pretty crazy for Renegades right now, with the bomb plants plus the loss bonus and whatever they had saved previous. So they can have whatever the hell they want. But what they might not have is a successful game plan, because much like the second half of Train, which hopefully for them, they're not drawing a comparison, because I'm sure that's going to draw all kinds of horrible feelings. They have not yet won a round after the first couple after the pistol. They are struggling. They have not won a buy versus buy round just yet. They've conceded all of those rounds. It's 7 in a row they've lost. Oh my god.
Sounds familiar.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's not a good look. Tyloo, just another day at the office for them. And Renegades will kick things off with some banana control, or trying to do that. Somebody, oh my goodness, almost not checking the cubby, but we'll see it with the peripheral vision, and
oh
my god, the wipeouts.
These guys are getting wrecked at the moment.
It's back to being, it's like Takeshi's Castle simulator again.
Okay, Nifty. He has time on the clock. Captain Mo is heavily tagged, but the wrong angle is being... okay, nice. But does he know if it's safe? He's got plenty of 1 versus 1 situations here. DD just walking into the angle and finishes off the job. I mean, the frags at this point are somewhat inconsequential. Somebody's brought down to $1,500 and DD's got 12,500, so there needs to be a better management of the economy from Tyloo. Don't care how much success you're having, you can still balance things properly. Alright then, now we've got the more aggression from Tyloo. Grenades flying down the middle position. Renegades, it seems they want to focus on the banana area. It's a great shot from Excurate. Not expecting any AWP to challenge him. Yeah, it seems Renegades want to focus on taking the banana, but they're still unable to do that. And Tyloo, I mean, this is like almost an unfamiliar Tyloo. They're playing like Fnatic.
This is great because Renegades are definitely not in the best of places right now, and Tyloo are taking full advantage of that. Ooh, one for Excurate, and then there's the setup. It's all about the bait and switch, and Mo will finish things off. But yes, whenever we saw this with Tainted Minds yesterday as well. Tainted Minds when they were playing, was it 5 Power or Unique Stars? I forget which, but essentially, their opponent was in a spot where they were having a lot of problems, and then so you start to take liberties, you start to push everything, you start to play with more confidence, and you start to do things which are outrageous, but you get away with them because you're overly confident and they are underconfident.
This is a rare difference where Tyloo are actually playing close mid against pistols. And that's not something they've done in previous rounds. And DD is cleaning up, as he always does in these eco rounds. But, I mean, this could be costly for Tyloo. Well, JKS is on his own now, but he's got a full Kevlar. And it's JKS, so he could entirely win this. But Tyloo needs to stay focused and play the right ranges in the right rounds. Look at that peek from JKS. Immediately, Execrate will be heard at the top of mid. Where is Bentet, though? He knows that one of these two players is JKS, and he'll position himself accordingly. But Bentet peeking, and he will win that one. The plant for Renegades may help them in the rounds to come. But that's 10 rounds in a row for Tyloo. But again, you don't want to... like, if Tyloo don't play close mid there, maybe there's no plant here for Renegades. I don't know, but that could have gone worse for Tyloo. So.
Yep, that was rough. Yeah, it's 10 in a row. It was 11 in a row before a round was finally collected by Renegades, but it's only 15 rounds in the first half, so that's absolutely an issue.
The loser of this match goes to the lower bracket. They are not eliminated at this point. It's worth mentioning.
Yeah, may get a potential rematch depending on the Scars Tainted Mind game with Renegades and Scars. That would be interesting, but don't want to get too ahead of myself. Execure are going to go forwards here, and very late smoke coming in from Tyloo, just keeping that choke point open so that Execure could potentially get a pick off should Renegades challenge it. And with how late that smoke is, Execure will be very confident just to sit there with the AWP by himself. 4 players for Tyloo to defend the A site.
Renegades finding it hard to take control of Banana and finding it hard to get kills top mid. That's a rough situation. Somebody not willing to give this position up. He's got no one to flash for him. But there are 4 players here on the A site, and maybe if... Ooh, Bentet moving into position now. Does he have a flashbang? He doesn't. But he can be the bait for the cleanup from somebody. That's the bomb down as well. That is absolutely beautiful. That leaves JKS and Nifty. JKS, oh god, it's just brutal, isn't it? Bentet already pre-firing. Just, oh, the baits are unreal. Yeah. It's normally Team Liquid that have really nice bait setups towards Arch. Tyloo are playing out of their minds at the moment. Yeah,
I don't know if one of those 3 players that died at Arch had a Molotov, but obviously, you know, normally you do want a Molotov that spot because that's such a powerful bait setup, and it's not uncommon either to be used. Some teams use it very routinely. So, yeah, I don't know if there was just a general lack of utility or what happened there, but you need a Molotov for that. And Renegades will lose the round because of not having that one Molotov there.
I do wonder though, but since they were so close to the corner, even if you don't have a Molotov, if you threw, say, a flashbang, but above waist height, so if there's somebody there that collides with them and you still get a sound cue that someone's actually there. Renegades finally they have Banana in the last round of the first half, and they have a 5 versus 2 man advantage. You'd expect there's one player on the site. Bentet engages the first, rings the bell of the second, and finishes off. That is a big help for his team. JKS on the barrels. The CTs have not spotted this just yet. Can Renegades hold? Jacob keeping an eye on construction. He has an off angle. 3 versus 3. There are Molotovs here. That's a big frag, and the smoke grenade should shut this down. That might just crush the round. Oh, Jacob's made it. He's made assumptions. He's left it alone. And now it's a 2-on-2. Captain Mo, surely he can't do this now. Nifty getting his bell rung. And JKS will finish things off. Bloody hell.
So once again, 11 rounds, 1 in a row before a round's picked up by Renegades, and there's just simply not enough rounds for Renegades. They've got a CT side that's going to have to go fairly flawlessly to make this one work against a very confident Tyloo. And it's Tyloo who had so much success on that T side of theirs. And so that really makes life quite scary.
Renegades have won every pistol round so far in this match.
Yeah, and they are getting crushed. So that is a really brutal. Well, I like the setup from Renegades, playing 2 on the cubby, because it creates a really fast rotation towards B, and you're basically just playing a retake, which I think is fine. it's a fine gamble to take. I think Inferno CT pistol is one of the hardest CT pistols, personally, and for a few different reasons, but no time to go into those. Renegades so desperately behind. They need this badly. They've got no kits. No one's bought a kit. No one's bought a smoke or a kit. That's also a potential issue. We'll have to see. Bomb is dropped at pits. That's a good initial engagement. Solo can't go back very deep for these reloads or the cover. And there it is. The setup works.
Our Renegades on course for, well, they are on course for 4 from 4 pistol rounds as they're rotating towards the B-bomb site. Smoke is down. JKS pushing through. He's had quite enough, and that will be all the pistol rounds won so far for Renegades. But can they stabilize this time? Sometimes they've only gone one round after winning the pistol, one successful round. They certainly need more than that here. They can quickly catch up, as bad as it looks at the moment, but they cannot afford to lose any early rounds here. Tyloo are fully invested in this force spy. No one saving for a sniper rifle. Somebody taking a lot of damage, I think, from a Molotov, perhaps. That grenade over the roof didn't do so much. And Azza is just enjoying life. He's still in the same position. May not be expected by these Ts, and that is the pushover.
Okay, well, they've won the pistol again. They've won the follow-up round again. So they're due another round win before they start losing, I think. I mean, that's, you know, judging by the previous patterns. We'll see how that goes, though. Should hopefully Tyloo just get this one over with quickly. I'm desperate to find out what happens on the next round. Just run into the blender. Ooh, nade down middle. So aggression from Renegades. Oh my god. That's really annoying. Nisty got tagged in the head as well. It's a bit scary, honestly. But they should be okay. They are hunting these kills. Herding up these Ts, putting them down. Ah.
Hello.
There's a smoke. What are you going to do now?
He's got the bomb, though. He's top mid. And he's coming to help his teammates. Nifty and JKS tagged, but that's one per site at the very least. There's still a minute on the clock here for Tyloo. It's a 3 versus 4. So Renegades need to be careful. They have the range now on Banana. They have a Molotov as well, worst case scenario on B. JKS will spot, and there's no one towards Arch, so Jacob sent towards C2 spawn. You see JKS jump peeking. Captain Mo slowly creeping up. So this is difficult for Renegades. Jacob just standing on Speedway. He has a flash. He could flash into pool for his teammate. And now he's kind of halfway between those two places. So this is getting kind of weird. But as the time continues to tick, he will position himself as best he can. There's a tight angle, and now it's Renegade's turn to enjoy a bait setup. They will survive narrowly with 4 players alive. You can see 3 of the players were heavily tagged. No plant for Tyloo. It's a pretty good round for Renegades.
You can see how scared they were at the end there. It was such a telling story. You got 3 guys, no Kevlar, 2 Glocks and a P250, and Renegades are playing like the tightest bait setups they can possibly play. So afraid because their aggression in the round was completely blown up. And the AKs are indeed out. Tyloo, they've been dangerous. If not for all these pistol wins, you dread to think where Renegades would be. Tyloo with everyone in second mid. They have no presence or information towards the other side of the map. And Renegades have already started to float an additional player in JChem towards that A site. So Tyloo looking like they have no intention to go B at all in this round. So that means they have a particular set piece in mind that they think would be appropriate here, and hopefully it's going to work out for them because Renegades know what's coming. Renegades know what's coming.
Got a gimmick smoke in the pit. Sure, there's a gap in there for you, Tyloo. The frag's going both ways at the moment. Extra jumping onto the site, Nifty getting traded, and now it's DD1 versus 2. He's still got the bomb, and he has plenty of time, but Jacob's got a gap in the smoke. So indeed, no presence whatsoever, really. No significant presence towards Banana. Allows Renegades to have 4 players on the A site. I did wonder, because there was so much time on the clock, if Tyloo would go back or something, but no. Could have gone either way. They did some damage, but they're on eco, so Renegades can build that money back again.
Just some pistols, but can be dangerous. Tyloo have already done some damage with them in these previous rounds. Banana control again. Good nades coming in. That's a huge amount of damage. And that should be it, really. Bentek can just give it up. See if he can get a 1 deke, but he will get shot in the back. 9 rounds for Renegades, 11 for Tyloo. So Renegades 5 in a row, and that might be the best streak that they've had in this series so far. I think it must be. It has to be. Well, actually, no, hang on. So it's the first half of the first map, obviously. They did quite well. So Tyloo back at it again. They've got Execute on an AWP this round. Maybe that could be the difference. Another fast push onto Banana from the likes of Renegades. Jakem, the man to clear the forward positions.
Oh, he picked up another HE grenade as well, but Mo, who constantly gets grenaded, it seems, I'm noticing. He eats HEs for days, but almost never gets killed by them. Just used to being on about 35 HP or 27 because of the grenades. 1 minute 20. Tyloo's advantages have evaporated now. Jacob still keen for the rotation, but JKS, he can't jump spot like he could before. So Jacob may want to stay a bit closer to the B bomb site. The pop flash will send him back up the speedway position. As the smoke's off on the arch area, but Nifty still has an angle top mid. So at the moment when Tyloo are focusing on one site, they're not doing enough on the other to deny information. Now there's a smoke down on short, but as will smoke the mid position, and they will have control of top mid. So Tyloo better be quick before the rotation comes in.
Okay, smokes on CT. The push is slowed by these counter grenades at the CTs. Jakem starts it off, and he may have to finish it off as well because his teammate's going to go down immediately. Captain Mo with one for Jakem as well. 3 versus 3, but these CTs are weak, but Captain Mo continues to deliver here. Execute with the alt post plant, and that's deadly, and Renegades do not want to entertain it whatsoever. They will back away. Tyloo win their first round, their first T round in the second half with a B push.
Tyloo enjoying the AK-47s in these duels, and that could be an issue for, well, I think it will be an issue for Renegades in this half, is that in most of these duels, Tyloo are going to have the better weapons. Renegades weren't able to do enough with them in their T half. But as we've seen in many of these matches, these maps in the Asian minor, that the AKs have dominated many of these matches. So we'll see if Tyloo are able to do the same. Back to winning ways, Tyloo surviving with 3 players. And Renegades have a lot of money. So this won't be a giant drain on the economy. I think one player had $12,000 at the beginning of this round. So they'll be absolutely fine in this round, well at the beginning anyway. The rest remains to be seen. One sniper rifle on both sides, 3 players starting towards CT. See Execute lining up a flashbang for the Banana position. Smokes at the top and the bottom. And Mo is in situ already.
Big push with a flashbang, but it's Tyloo's counter flashes that will be... Actually, I don't think it was a counter flash. I think it was just blinded by his own teammate's flash completely. So that really did not work out for Renegades. Backfired. And it looked like a spot where Captain Mo was in trouble, but he's going to be able to pick up the kill. In fact, no, so it was Bentek that picked up the kill. And they'll be in that 5v4. So they have Banana, and Renegades in this position are forced to play passively. Oh my god, they've completely messed up the smoke. And that's given another kill here to Execute. Nifty will get one in the meantime, but the 4v3 here for Tyloo looking favourable towards B. Ooh, peaks, the single peaks.
That's not a kill that can be traded. There is a smoke grenade on the floor in front of the B bomb site, but at this point it would be risky to take it. He's still missing. Oh, that's brutal. DD in second mid with the bomb. That is so unlucky for Yustillo. How are you expecting that at this time of the round? The jump is very important for Execute. He knows his angles. Surely he doesn't peek into this. Such a hard position for Nifty to frag out from anyway. And it will be another save for Renegades. Tyloo heading towards round number 13. Looking at the money of the Renegades side, they can buy around their weapons once again. But they're losing the rounds now.
Yeah, it's starting to get a bit scary. The buy will be there for them in the next one, but if that's not to go their way, then Tyloo might be on to match point already. So it's starting to get a bit scary, a bit sweaty there in the Renegades camp, perhaps. Perspiration ting.
Makes me laugh every time you say ting.
Tyloo, looking good, looking good. Renegades. Again, you know, as James mentioned before, neither of these teams will be eliminated if they lose this best of 3. They'll be simply sent into the lower bracket. It's a double elimination bracket. But these are arguably, well, I think you'd be crazy not to not to say unanimously these are the 2 best teams in this minor, in the Asian minor. So these are the 2 expected ones to take it. But you never know. We had obviously Scars, who are in that lower brackets, upset Renegades on Dust 2 in a best of 1. And they did it by playing really well. So we can't take anything for granted here at the Asian minor.
Renegades with an aggressive smoke. Azza just on his own. There is a smoke down the bottom of Banana, which explains that, but he's been taken out early, and that's not what Renegades needed. There's nobody to trade the frag. There are 3 people on Banana, focusing on the grenades, Azza going in on his own, and now there are 3 people on B, and you still are left alone. Renegades taking giant gambles here, and it looks like Tyloo are very much in control of this match.
Yeah, we've seen that push happen a bunch of times early rounds, and it's been fairly consistent now that Tyloo are getting the better of it. Captain Mo doing a great job defending. And a huge round for both teams. A big swing round. Renegades a bit too poor really to buy unless they save weapons at the end of this round if they lose it. And likewise Tyloo, their money's on the edge too. So highly important rounds. Going to be very telling as to who will win this map, I think. The winner of this round. Tyloo go back. They abandon B. They go towards this A bomb site, and they're going to get a 5v3, and they can lock out the Arch player pretty effectively. Those A players on the site, they're going to have to deliver here for Renegades.
Jacob moving back to the site. Still a smoke up on Arch. Smoke's in the pit now to isolate these crossfire positions. He's still naded into oblivion in the pit. But now the bomb is there. Nifty on his way. JKS in a very strong position. That's a huge frag from him. Jacob and JKS still on the site now. Nifty is being waited for by DD, but there are only 4 seconds. They've got to go by elimination. He's got to find both kills. He won't find any. JKS all over this with the ace from the site. That is a huge play from him. So desperately needed by Renegade. Still expensive though for both teams. But they may just have put Tyloo on eco.
Yeah, the lack of a bomb going down was a pretty huge deal. That's I think, oh yeah, even with the bomb down, they wouldn't have been able to really properly buy, so just as well. Renegades in with a chance now, thanks to JKS, coming up huge. Nice flick, we'll find the legs of Ben Tet. He was elevated on a barrel, standing on a barrel, as you do. Running across Arch now, and perhaps into their doom. Nifty will pick at them once more. Despite Azza going down, this should be over here for Tyloo fairly soon. And there we go. So 11 rounds now for Renegades as they pick up the eco of Tyloo, but Tyloo will be back on the bye with an AWP onto X-Curates. And will we see more positive situations on Banana for Tyloo? They've been consistent there, defending the aggressions of Renegades. Captain Mo's been typically that man, but their utility game is low here, Tyloo.
Tyloo posting up in mid, not challenging Banana at the beginning, but Renegades
can't open the door. Is there a chicken behind there or something?
This is still a thing that's happened to Rops when he was trying to save the gun and he got killed because of that.
That is hilarious. What is going on behind there?
How is it's the chicken? The chicken is in the door. How is this still a thing? Somebody clip that. We'll send the clip to Revolver and say, please fix the game. It's been fixed by now. They'll pay more attention because we are doing their major.
That is so funny though.
That's a bug. That's not something that should be in the game. It's not the kind of variance we need in Counter-Strike.
Some doors are broken, some are not. Who knows which one? It's a good gameplay mechanic. So Tyloo will burst on the B-bomb site. There's 3 players here already for Renegades. So Renegades have a fantastic read of the situation. It's all going to come down to the quality of the set piece and whether or not Tyloo can be good on these first initial shots, because JChem is just eating them as they approach through the smoke. And they are just 3 left against the 5 now. This is desperation. Such desperation. Pushing forwards, getting eliminated. There's not really anything else for them to do at this point. 12 rounds for Renegades and Tyloo. A bit too telegraphed in that round. That just gave all the confidence to Renegades. They had a fantastic setup for it. If there was to be a double back in towards the A site, they would cover for that as well. Yeah.
What can one do? Bloody chickens. It feels like the pendulum has swung back in the favor of Renegades now in the late game of Inferno, which is hugely important for the side. I think confidence will be re-established if Renegades can take this to the 3rd map. And they should go into that feeling a lot better. It is Cash that will be the decider if required. He's still spotting. He's got his knife out so he can strafe quicker, so he's less likely to get tagged caught by the guns of Tyloo. And now he moves into the pit position where he was blasted into oblivion on a previous buy-round from Tyloo. That would be a pretty cool one to watch in the demo, actually. They did drop a smoke grenade there before engaging in that short position, then got the double nades in. So Tyloo looking, well, in their buy rounds, their executes are looking pretty interesting on the A-bomb site, but have they run out of steam? Bentek can hear JKS jumping on Banana, I'm sure. And I think Tyloo have realized that there's probably only JKS here. So if they can charge in, see Bentek running wide to allow somebody to peek with him. I like the awareness from Tyloo. I like the awareness. Jacob's in position to stop the bomb plant going down. Captain Mo still on the A site though, and I think Captain Mo can hear the rotation, but as it's coming in from the back and Captain Mo is facing the wrong direction, you can see he can't be seen there. That's interesting. Good to know. Something I just learned. 18 seconds. Now, Tyloo, it's interesting they're going all the way in this engagement. They could have just run short. They didn't need to fight this guy. He's in the corner, just leave him in the corner. He needs to plant the bomb. But perhaps it's their priority was costing more money because they can buy anyway, Tyloo. So if that's what they want to do, this is a guaranteed $6,000 taken away from Renegades, then that can work as well. But I like the awareness from Tyloo. They hear JKS or whoever it was jumping on Banana, and it's like, okay, they've probably only got one person on B, so let's use our numbers game, concentrate them in this direction. Anyway, 13 apiece. Down to the clutch round now. Renegade still warded off from trying to take Banana early. They don't want to go into a 4 versus 5.
Tyloo only have had 2 successful rounds in this half, really. Obviously, they didn't win the pistol. But I think both rounds were on B? No. Was one B, one A? Well, one was definitely B. Either way, what I'm getting at is that they've not found consistency, and what has happened, what they've repeatedly been punished for, is not taking map control before they go for a play. And you know, that way, in the Renegades, and the reason for that is because Renegades, they know what to do in those spots. They get information at the right time, and then they stack towards the right side. Obviously, we had that really good clutch round from JKS with the ace on A, which was pretty phenomenal. And that might be a round that Tyloo should consider running again. If it requires an ace for the CTs to win it, then that's a good sign that your round is a strong one. And maybe they will go for it. You can't tease Nifty like that, though. You'll easily take down Captain Mo, and there is no utility left at this point for Tyloo. They are committed into this A site, I think.
You wonder if they have run out of ideas the way this round is going at the moment. Somebody goes back into the balcony position somehow. Ustilo in the smoke on the pit. There are flashbangs. As is on the site, down he goes. Ustilo still alive now. The bomb can be planted on the site. Somebody is hunting. And Dini's in position in the library. Huge problems here for Renegades. They can probably, well, they can buy in the next round regardless. The JKS will hold on to what he has.
Wow. That was a really impactful frag from Didi. Coming out of the balcony, just instantly nails Nifty, who's sitting on the site. And that sort of cripples the defense, because then the player who's on the site, who should be watching or helping to watch balcony.
But Ustilo was in the pit, wasn't he?
Ustilo was in the pit, but he was smoked. So he didn't have a clean angle onto the balcony. So then the player on the site next to Nifty, who Nifty died, then had to look towards the balcony, but Didi went back into the smoke, and so then he's looking at the balcony as the players come in quad, and then just like, you know, wrap around the site and just smash him in the face. Then Ustilo is alone, trying to work out what the hell's going on in the smoke. It's
absolutely crazy. He runs through a smoke on balcony, kills the player, and just goes back in. It's like, yeah, I'll be back later, guys. Cheers.
That was like the linchpin of the defense. Like Didi killing that player, just like everything else collapsed. It was really cool to see that, the way that worked.
Yeah, that's nuts. Some interesting rounds here. Tyloo back in the lead. And the money's fairly low. One of these teams might be on a force buy after this round. The bomb has been left literally in T-spawn, which is just not necessary. It's just a waste of time to go all the way back there to pick it up.
Yeah, it's just annoying. It's just no need for this.
All the way in T-spawn.
Yeah, no need for this. Don't be that guy.
So Bentet will be lurking in the banana position.
Ooh!
Oh boy. And that is a two-man rotation. Look at the rotation from Renegades. They're going to leave only JKS on the B bomb site. This is panic stations here. And that's a huge frag. Who knows how people might swarm after that. Nifty moving to the short position once again. If he scoped in, then somebody probably heard it. Does he go for the same play? That would be maddening for Renegades. And now Renegades have a problem, because they are two per site. They could be in a 4v2 situation. Jacob has a smoke grenade, though. He can redeploy the smoke towards B. And if Tyloo ended up in that direction, that would be a huge problem for the site. And he still hasn't deployed it yet, but the push is coming in towards the A bomb site. So it's going to be a 3 versus 2. Nifty's lost as a forced to save immediately.
That double peek onto Nifty was beautiful. Like two players just on the same angle, but one sort of on top of the wagon, one below the wagon. Just an instant double peek. That was so cool. And I like how the emphasis here from Tyloo was to keep, just really try to keep those B players on B and try to make a big argument for their third player to go over to B. And it was working, because even though Renegades didn't they didn't rotate the arch guy fully, you could see that they weren't sure, and he was sort of running between positions. He wasn't focused on defending A because it was unknown until the very last moment. And then when Nifty gets double peeked at that moment and dies, there's just nothing he can do to offer help. So that was actually a really well put together round from Tyloo at a very much needed moment. And they are on match point now.
It's cool that Tyloo didn't hunt after Didi gets that kill and gets tagged as well, because if Tyloo lose this round, they will have a buy for the next round now. Their money is in the right place for the most part. So that's a cool touch.
No, I just didn't realize somebody got the kill from Pit onto Nifty. I thought that the double peek was what got them the kill.
Timeout from Renegades. And it is forced by Town. Nifty, AWP, no Kevlar, only had 4,800 in the bank. For the most part, they're at M4s. They've got a reasonable amount of grenades. And they have dominated this CT half for the most part. It's been dominant for CTs in both halves. But it's Tyloo who are at match points. It's their game to win at this juncture.
And it's just another example of why Tyloo is scary. You know, somebody was one of the key operatives in the previous round getting these crazy, awesome peaks and kills. And that just shows you how deep the skill is on the team. Every single person on Tyloo is dangerous. And they will continue to They will continue to try to hammer this B-bomb site. And it's not going to work out for them this time. Oh dear.
Not like this, surely. What are flashbangs? They've got 5 of them. Nifty has been taken out, and well, I guess it's going to be a 3 versus 4. Is there anybody on the site though? It may take them a while to check, so the bomb plant isn't necessarily guaranteed in the next few seconds. Surely there's somebody on the site. Oh, that is brutal. All right then, Excurate. Does he try to do as much damage as possible here? He has the AWP. They could do with saving this. Oh, actually, they planted a bomb, so they have extra money. So he'll hold on to the AWP. And it's going down to the wire, going down to the last round.
So they've had pretty consistent success when they play a default and they go for these A plays. Those have been good, generally. The B plays have had more variance. And the variance is because of, you know, what we saw there. You know, maybe Nifty's there, maybe he's not. You know, if he's not there, then you get opportunities. If he is there, then there's problems. So, you know, Nifty showing himself there every so often does make you have to expend more utility, perhaps, and flash the way that you flash the angles and so on and so forth. But in that situation, actually, a double nade onto the corner would have been very strong in dealing with Nifty. But you don't always see that, and unless you know the AWP's out, you don't necessarily want to waste or use the nades on that eventuality. So there's a lot of decisions in that sense to be made. But I would expect to see a default into an A set piece from Tyloo once again, depending on also how much somebody can get if he's to go apartments again. He's been doing good work there pretty consistently, so. But Renegades bring themselves back into this one, looking for that overtime. Nifty, oh, that is gorgeous, that boost.
Where you going, mate?
Perfect. It's going to be tough to respond to that. Oh, he tries though, DD tries. He spots the triple peak, and there's no way for them to capitalize. Tyloo, there's nothing they can do here, it seems. How do you get yourselves out of this one?
This looks like overtime to me. That must be frustrating for Tyloo. They see 3 players on short, but they're all basically top mid, so it's not like they can go for a fast play towards B or something. 5 versus 2. This one's hairy.
Yeah, this is one of those spots where you need someone to just have this godlike confidence and just pre-fire angles, just get those 1 bullets in. That's a good start. 40 seconds to go. They're in CT spawn, so that does give them some opportunities. Captain Mo's trying to get a pick here, so trying to capitalize on any panic from Renegades. But Renegades realize they can just sit in their positions on the sites.
I like this. Jacob looked like he was heading towards CT, and now he is, while Excurate just comes off the angle. Excurate had dropped the bomb and was looking for the rotation just to thin the numbers yet more. Grenades continue to be deployed. Flash has gone to the wrong place. Ustilo's on the site. There are 14 seconds. He's got to find his kill on Ustilo, and Excurate will do the job. Crikey. 2 versus 3. This was 5 versus 3, remember. That Molotov may just kill Captain Mo, and now Excurate with the AWP still has grenades flying in his direction. And the incendiaries will do the job. Overtime is secured for Renegades.
Good effort from Tyloo, but Renegades indeed, they do shut it down. A great use of incendiaries for Shores, and who knows what's going to happen now. Now we get to overtime, the big reset button has been pressed, and I think I think, you know, for the T side of Tyloo, you know, much like Renegades, it was a struggle. But I feel like Tyloo have benefited from a lot of, you know, these rounds in regulation. I think they understand better what will be more, you know, more successful. Some of the tendencies of Renegades, as opposed to sometimes when you get into overtime and it's just really unclear. I think how to play out the rounds. I think that Tyloo will have a good sense of what can be good for them. But equally, Renegades have the confidence of making the comeback work. 3 players on B for them. That's been fairly consistent. Palmer's take from Tyloo. There is a round where Tyloo can just rush Arch or Quads early round because of these 3-man setups on the B side.
Smoke down Arch for the time being. Jacob and JKS in those positions. Double pit play from Renegades. Nobody on the site, but JKS can quickly rotate. And it seems this is going back to that faithful execute with the double nades towards Ystilo's position, I would assume. Oh, no, there's only one HE actually on Tyloo at the moment. Perhaps it's a variation. You see the flashbang being lined up by somebody for that pit area. There's the first flashbang to go off. There's another one. And another one. And another one. And another one. Oh my god. Absolute madness in pro matches trying to put all these flashbangs. So many smokes down. But all the frags come for Renegades. Bentet flanking from Arch. And everybody's going to be focused. Apart from Jacob. He's ready. And that's going to be a really nice round for Renegades. Only one player lost.
Yeah, this is the problem, I think, you know, when you're playing professional Counter-Strike. So, well, okay, when you're playing Counter-Strike, for the Ts, you're trying to make it as hard to understand where you're going to attack as possible, so that the defense is as weak as possible because they don't know how to defend it. And then for the CTs, it's about finding out what's going on, so you can have the best setup to deal with it. And I think that round was described by Renegades knowing exactly what was coming. They almost immediately understood that it was going to be an A play. And they were not punished for this. There was no grenades at all towards Banana. And that might be a change that they have to make. They can't make it so obvious. Renegades will punish them. Oh, 3 players spotted. Oh,
he's killed his teammate.
Oh, no. And he's on 4
spray
HP.
was... Why was he even shooting there? It was pretty weird.
Don't know. Just loving it.
That was like just... That looks really bizarre. Azar, has he missed DD? Can DD trade? I think he might pull a grenade out or something. Tyloo, what is going on here? Renegades are storming this CT side so far. Bentet, the traitor, is left with 4 HP. The bomb is miles away. There's no money left for Tyloo because they haven't had a plant, I don't think. Okay, some damage done, but it's more or less inconsequential because of the frags in the... Well, only one player was lost for Renegades. Renegades trying to boost top mid. There is an AWP for them to collect top mid as well, and there's some distraction play. As was shooting top mid just as JKS peaked. AWP collected, and that leaves Tyloo with not much... Ah, you couldn't see him because of the smoke. X-ray's too kind to us sometimes.
Yeah, there's no bombs down in any of these rounds, so the money really sucks badly for Tyloo. Gonna have to get the CZ and UMP out just to have some nades in this round. Nifty going aggressive, looking to catch someone early, but he will not. Tyloo sensibly playing passively. They're doing this because you have a horrible grenade situation, utility situation, so you want the CTs to throw all their pre-nades first before you then use your nades, because they're going to have to use at least a flashbang or 2 to take Banana. And you want to do that at a time when the CTs have already been and gone. And they will move up. And actually, Renegades are playing so passively, they have 0 information on the map right now. There is a window of time where they can hit the B-bomb sites, Tyloo, and Renegades will have 0 warning.
Well, you still have a spotting in balcony this entire time of Azza holding a pop flash in case anything was seen, which would have been interesting, but indeed, Tyloo. Oh, they just want to burst with minimal reaction time here for Renegades, running into B with no grenades. They are all over the place now. But again, the frags were going the way of Renegades, or they started that way at least, but now the bomb site has been taken. Tyloo. This is a much-needed round for them. They can't go 0-3 in the first half of overtime here. Pop flash for Adams to make his way in. The trade frag, though, from Execurate. He's got the angle now, but Nifty's pretty nifty with the AWP. Case in point. 2-on-2. No grenades left for the Tyloo players. Somebody with a unusual angle, unexpected angle, peeking perfectly as Nifty reloads the gun, goes wide for it. The pre-fire won't be enough to take out Bentet. One round, much needed for Tyloo, but Renegades, you have to say, have the advantage now. Not just in score, but in momentum as well.
Yeah, I think so. That said, you know, Tyloo, they had an 11-4 half, I do believe, with this CT side of theirs. So it's going to feel like whatever was working on the T side for Renegades eventually for them to, you know, bring about some rounds. That's probably going to feel like it was a very long time ago, and I'm not sure if, you know, if they are going to easily be able to recall what was very successful. But we'll see. Now as the round begins. Nice bit of damage from that HE from Mo, and Jenkins down to 77. Potential boost here for somebody as he goes over the top. And Tyloo were fairly good at clearing these positions. Making a lot of noise here, and Renegades are uninterested in the banana area for the time. Pretty decent timing on control of top middle, but that is because they sacrificed anything towards banana. And once again, Tyloo now, you know, they can have stacked 4 towards A. So one of the mistakes that was made here by Renegades, Tyloo are also able to punish.
DD shutting things down or trying to. Still a man advantage. Gets even better now. Nifty has a lot to do. The flashbang will work for a time. Might not want to jump that one again. More flashes. And there it is for Tyloo. Back to winning ways on the CT side, just as it was in normal time. And the score is tied. First team to 19 to take this one. One of these two teams has to win both these 2 rounds. Otherwise, we go to overtime number 2.
It really does seem like, you know, both teams are punishing the same behaviors, but both teams are still sort of doing it. So we saw previously on the last half, you know, Renegades, it's really easy for them to know, because they're pressuring banana, that, oh, you know, Tyloo's T side is going to go to A. Let's play 4 players A. Okay, now we know it's coming. We're set up. Okay, we defended it. That's great. And that's happened multiple times. And now Tyloo are seeing Renegades do the same thing on their T side, where they have 0 pressure on the banana. They just walk into an A setup, try to execute it, but there's 4 players waiting for them of Tyloo, and then Tyloo defend it. So it'd be good to see some defaults just to obscure information. Just take away banana before going for that A play. Maybe leave a guy towards banana to play the lurk, or allow you to double back and, you know, fake the A push and actually go for the B push. Some of those
mixing
basics.
things up now with the 2 AWPs, Execurate and somebody, both on the B bomb sites as well, at least for the time being. Perhaps for grenade usage, Execurate looks to be rotating back towards A now, as banana is secured, as it almost always was in normal time for Tyloo. Somebody jump peeking, not shy to go ahead of the Molotov. Not the first time we've seen this one either. Got to be careful for the flashbangs. There's one coming in from Ustilo. And now somebody's in an awkward situation. Giving Renegades an advantage. Bentet will trade, but he can't stand there and fight all these T players. Execurate rotating. There's no flash for Execurate to throw into the pool position. So he just needs to go in there with this AWP. Go for a fast shot. That's perfect on JKS, but Bentet will get traded.
Yeah, Bentet did pretty good up until that point. Did get some damage. JKM going down to 34, and Execurate posting up behind the coffins, waiting for the plants. Oh, nicely done. You rarely see that actually connect. That's fantastic. He lined it up before the smoke was coming in. He knew what was going to happen. And that's the 3v2 for Tyloo, and they need this round desperately just to equalize. Can they get it? Nifty waiting on banana for the flank from DD. This is going to be a hard one for Renegades to hold, but it is doable.
One flash from DD. There it goes. Nifty expecting him now. DD has to go wide. A jump peek's there. Does he go wide for it? Nifty trying to reposition. Both pre-firing, but this bomb is ticking. Both CTs on the site now, suggesting a smoke diffuse, and it's a very quick spray from Nifty. 2 headshots from him. Game point for Renegades.
So there's money for Tyloo, though. They did win that previous round, so that's going to keep them out of safe territory, or, you know, well, not safe territory, but forced by territory. And there was a pretty strong chance that Tyloo could have held this. I think it's that Bentet didn't have a smoke. I think that's what made it really difficult. Renegades, can they do it? Can they get themselves over the line for that third map? Press that big reset button. Because this has been a hard-fought game for both teams. This has not been easy at all for anyone involved in this one. Somebody on the cubby again. Renegades looking to burst. There's a smoke.
Somebody, what is your plan with this smoke grenade? This seems a brittle setup. I don't like what I'm seeing right now. How many frags are you expecting to get from this position? Oh, that is so cheeky. So it seems he did not expect Renegades to be pushing immediately behind that, and he would have a chance to get a sneaky frag. They would assume he wouldn't be there. So he took some liberties. Now what will we see? Will there be a jump peek? Oh, Jacob walks straight into the angle. And the smoke grenade has been deployed. 40 seconds on the clock here. Bentet is on the B-bomb site as well. He has another smoke grenade. And Renegades will be forced to rotate, just like in that eco round. Somebody getting aggressive again. What's the timing going to be like? Oh, there's JKS. Falls back to the arch position. Needs to make his way to the site there because the push is coming in. There are 20 seconds left. The counter flashes are all over the shop. Renegades getting stuck on that short position. Has DD been spotted? He's got a UMP. 12 seconds for this bomb to go down. Teammates running distraction. Now there are 8 seconds and Ustilo has to get to site to help his teammate. They were so close to the bomb not going down at all, but they've made it a 2 versus 2.
HP really weak for Azza in the pits, but he's going to play headshot position, so he will mitigate that with it. And Bentet, he's got so many spots to check. He thinks there could be someone in the site. He's checking everything, but there's no time to check everything. Azza will take him down. There is an incendiary actually for Excurate that could be useful. He will go for the white peak though, successful. But where's the next player? He has no idea he's behind by quads. And Excurate, he suspects it, he spots it. The flick comes in, the time is against him. Oh, he goes for the play, but he can't get the spray, and that's going to be Ustilo to take it over the line for Renegades. A hard-fought, arduous journey for Renegades on Inferno. It looked like it could have been a repeat, but they stopped it from being a repeat, and they took it down for a third.
Oh, that was so close to a second overtime. Tyloo there, they had a player on the site to try and stop the bomb from going down, and even in that last duel, if he doesn't go to the left and block his own view of the box, who knows who wins that duel, but Renegades just about scraped through Inferno by the skin of their teeth. Almost literally, we go to a third map. It will be catch, and it's coming up after the break.